Open fire.
You may catch one. How many more are still out there?
Simply said, all told, how would you compare season 2 of Evolution to season 1?
Even better.
Twice as much fun.
It's definitely bigger. Last season was kind of just tracking, not just, but mostly tracking me and trying to catch one guy. There were a lot of other bad guys that they found along the way. However, this season, it's a much bigger thing.
Last season was that first shot at it. That first attempt of playing in a new playground where you can kind of say what you want to say and do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do.
Last season was the stepping stone to get to this season.
It is truly the most compelling, the most demanding, the most complex, the most sophisticated season of television that we've ever done.
It's pretty remarkable to get to say that in season 17, we're doing some of our best work. And I feel like we're just getting started.
Honestly, this is not to beat up on broadcast TV, but when you got to tell a story in 42 minutes, a lot of nuance gets, pushed to the wayside. But because we're in streaming, we're just able to tell these sophisticated stories. And this is a film-like season. This is a 10-hour movie.
In my review last year, I said it's like Criminal Minds and a prestige cable drama had a baby.
Yeah, I remember that. And this is even more like that, Matt.
Yeah.
All right.
What's wrong? We just found out that Elias Voit was transferred 2 weeks ago from Seattle to Virginia. Before that, he spent some time on the 9th floor.
Of this building?
He was here.
Of course, the big gist of the season is that BAU is compelled to work with Elias Voit.
We will not rely on help from a serial killer.
Oh, you most certainly will.
What sort of opinions will the team members have about that prospect?
Well, obviously, there's going to be varied opinions.
I mean, we can't stand the guy,
At the end of the day, we have to work with him to find Gold Star. We have to, as much as we don't want to, we have to.
Sometimes you got to play with the devil to figure out hell, you know what I mean?
We need to get inside his mind. Let's get started.
He is a profiler. He gets it. He understands how to do this. So he does have value. We just don't want to admit it.
We realize that we, for the moment, are playing his game and we have to figure out how to beat him at his own game.
He's batting us around like mice.
We've got to eat a lot of crow along the way, and he feeds us plenty.
In episode 2, we see JJ and Voight go head to head, and you really get a sense of how brilliant he is.
I get to lay hands on Voight a little bit.
I have a secret, and you have to decide if it's true or false.
He tells me something that sets me off and leaves me with a dilemma, basically, about where my loyalties lie.
This worthy foil that is all up in our gig, known as Elias Voit, I think it is bonding everybody in a different way, because we're seeing everybody's how valuable they are, which Garcia, you always see how valuable she is. And I would argue that this season, she's actually less valuable than other people. She's actually the one that you're expecting to be like, she's like, oh, hell no. Like, she's that person now, where everybody else is kind of a little off center.
Outside of the Elias Voit stuff, outside of the whole Gold Star thing, what fresh drama is on tap for each of your characters this season?
Kirsten's got plenty to deal with Tyler Green.
Yeah, Tyler Green's now at work, which some dum-dum decided to say that he would be a good person to bring on the team, which seems mean. And that is fun. It's fun to play because I had that whole thing last year about like, is she going to go back to work? As a character, I had to prove like, okay, this is about boundaries. It's about this. So like now that's on lock, but now this piece of work is now at work and you're like, there's no space. And I think it bonds everybody.
Learning how to be part of a team, I think is a hard thing for this guy. I think he's been on his own for a long time, and that presents some challenges, and he has got a skill set that is potentially violent. So I think whether to use that or not, and when to use that or not, is there's a lot of learning that has to be done there.
We touch on deep fakes this season, which is that's a touchy subject, but very relevant and dark. And I think people can relate to that and how far along AI has come. And I'm actually quite proud of our show that we didn't shy away from that. And that's going to reveal itself fairly quickly in the beginning of our season.
She's a psychiatrist. And so she gets to, even though we all do a lot of psychological analysis as profilers, she gets to lean back into her previous training, I think, in support of the team, which was very gratifying to play.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see where the personal stuff goes. Because to me, that's always been one of the huge strengths of the show and of any successful show. This is a guy who's been married 3.5 times, basically. And one wife committed suicide. The other one died of illness. One just didn't work out. The one that died of illness, I married twice. So it's like one of the hardest jobs in the world is being obviously connected to David Rossi romantically. So I'd be curious to see if that aspect of it ever rears its head or not.
What's been fun for me this season is it's just another side of Voit. Last season, he's trying to keep his family together. He's trying to keep up with the mask of being a normal guy. And this season, the mask is gone. And it doesn't mean he's like some maniacal, crazy guy, but he's caught and he's trying to figure out how to get out of this situation. And, you know, one of his best tools is manipulating people and pushing their thumb screws. Is that an expression? I don't know. But anyway, so he's just trying to drive wedges between everybody in the BAU, trying to get under their skin and trying to make them slip up and find more opportunities for him to, lend assistance to kind of help get him out of there.